Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Game 2 of DK versus Rattlesnake Gaming. I almost said Rising Stars, Lumi, but not today. Today is a new day. Today is a good day. It's a good day to be DK. They're up 1-0 in the best of 3. We saw Rattlesnake go for Bristleback. I think the hero can fit, but they were up against it was a very tough hill to climb. They gave up first blood, Bristleback thrown up on a cliff, and then solo killed. The gyrocopter was solo killed made by Magnus. Game kind of fell apart from there, but let's see if they have something better planned in game number 2.
I mean, it just speaks to the weakness to the hero when you give away a small advantage. First blood is not exactly a small advantage, but when you give away an advantage like that, then suddenly your game plan's done. That just says your hero maybe isn't that good and maybe shouldn't be picked.
I don't think it was just that. I think it was also the fact that, like, if they won their solo lanes, I think it's okay if that lane doesn't go that well. But Doom as well in the safe lane, not really strong against Weaver. Didn't get the best creeps either. Centaur is not what you want. You really want something like the Satyr there. But it seemed a lot of ifs and, could-haves, and if this went that way, then maybe things would have gone better. Like you said, maybe not the strongest draft from Rattlesnake. Good news is it's a new game. It's game 2. What do you think they have up their sleeves?
Well, they still have all the interesting and wide heroes. I do believe the most important ban right now is Darkseer, because when Rattlesnake get both Darkseer and Clockwork, they have almost an unbeatable defensive dueling that could actually out-harass and out-farm you in that lane as well, and that's not what Burning wants to face. On the same time, on the other side, Burnings always have that anti-mage up his sleeve, so we'll see if they're going to go into that one.
Let's see where they go with the rest of the picks. The bans are now complete. Pretty standard bans. Magnus in the pool. Not something we really see first picked, and I do want to point out Lone Druid continues to be absolutely ignored by everyone.
He's wide open. Nobody wants him.
Yeah, he's been ignored now through 5, 6, maybe even more games than that since 6.78 came out in the Dota 2 Super League. A hero that was often first pick for both scenes, Western and Eastern, completely ignored now. So we'll keep that in the back of our heads, but heroes that we have been seeing a lot of, I mean, well, you look at heroes like Shadow Demon, Rubik, those strong laning supports. For DK, they like the Crystal Maiden, their Undying, Gyrocopter, the carry. So these are some of the heroes we expect might come out here early.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see Gyrocopter in every one of these games, either as a very early pick, and Rattlesnake is actually going to go Keeper, which is, I'm not sure whether that's one of their support they go to quite a bit, because DK banned at 3rd last game. I'm not sure what strategy they run off the Keeper, and of course this will be a good learning experience. But back to the Gyrocopter point, I'm surprised that teams are still picking him. The Gyrocopter flat cannon got nerfed, but teams are adjusting. They're playing him a lot more early game oriented. Just drums BKB, and generally that's the only builds that they've been going for. Very few late game oriented Gyrocopters.
Yeah, let's see what they choose to go for here. Now, one thing Rattlesnake have done is run Storm Spirit with Keeper of the Light. I don't know if they'd want him now because DK have gone Spectre, and they've gone it early as well. A hero that hasn't really been getting banned. If they wanted just to pick Spectre later on in the draft, I think he would have been there, but they clearly feel confident in the pick. They're going to snap it up right now.
Spectre's one of those heroes that if you don't have enough stuns to lob at him, especially during haunts, she's just unbeatable. And even if you have stunners, like the haunt lasts, what, 5, 6, 7 seconds, you could just kind of have a very hectic team fight, and generally those stunners have to run back, and as they're running back, they're getting killed by Spectre. The other big thing in this draft so far to talk about is that Shadow Demon's left in the pool, and nobody cares. And generally he's like the first pick or first ban. So.
I mean, this is a game where maybe you do care, because you're up against Spectre, you get 2 copies of the Spectre.
Sure.
Makes your fight a bit easier.
Actually, like if Spectre goes on you and you disrupt and soul catcher her, she's dead. Like, she's just flat out dead.
Yes, Shadow Demon can actually just kill Spectre, even if the game goes late.
Yeah,
Disrupt, Soul Catcher, Purge. He can't run, and he's taking a ton of damage from his own illusions.
The illusions do Desolate, so that's the big thing here. And
if he goes to Fusel Blade, they get that as well.
Yeah, or Radiance, whatever they do go, and I think they go both, right? So you just get the double whammy. But instead, they're going to go for Dragonite instead. Actually, even though Dragonite got a slight buff in the 6.78 patch, he has been actually performing worse. It seems like. Has he won any games? It feels like whenever D gets picked, he just loses.
Not really. Dragonite has not been winning. Yeah. Now, I think he's okay if you're up against another melee hero that wants to battle Crow. But
like Magnus.
Arn showed us that you pick something like Sand King, a kind of a melee hero that counters other melee heroes, or, hell, if you go for a Queen of Pain, even
Windrunner, OD, anything.
Maybe even the new Invoker who's gotten some buffs, although Invoker just does so little damage. Maybe not, but you go Exhort build, you take some points, you take a point in Wex early, you can spam Alacrity, has a very low cooldown now. we would maybe even someone like Invoker. Basically these heroes that don't rely on their spell spam to win the lane. So we'll see where the DK gets lane. Once in a while, Alliance would run him as a safe lane farmer for Loda, but we never see the Asian teams use him that way.
No, I was gonna say I remember Xiaotuji him playing him earlier today, but it was mid lane as well.
Yeah, I mean maybe one out of like 20, 30 games, but basically never.
Yeah,
Shadow Fiend actually the ban here for DK. It seems like they feel the only way they're going to lose this game is some sort of snowball performance. So they ban out the Storm, they ban out the Shadow Demon, or the Shadow Fiend. There are still some other snowball heroes left, but maybe keeping their eyes on Lamb here in particular. Yes,
Shadow Fiend is also one of the scary heroes to deal against early on because Spectre, she's very tanky with Dispersion. Yeah, Dispersion. And when you get free plus 60 damage and then a ton of minus armor and AoE, you could actually very easily focus Spectre down, who builds somewhat tankier in the early game. So maybe they're trying to protect their Spectre with a Shadow Fiend ban. And there's a Slark pick coming out from DK, which... Did they ever pick this hero before? I've never seen this myself.
Yeah, I think they've actually run it before in the Super League. Maybe it was LGD, but I know I'm pretty sure I've seen DK run it. Super plays at mid, and I wouldn't say it's his strongest hero, at least not when I've watched him, but he's decent at the hero, and I think they just really like what he brings to the table. Slark requires your enemy supports to buy sentry wards, very much a nuisance and a space creator. Even when he's not finding kills, the amount of attention he requires from the enemy team frees up a lot of space for a hero like Spectre.
And he's also... Oh, here we go. Rattlesnake.
Time for a Bloodseeker ban?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
I don't think the Bloodseeker is a possibility anymore here for the Radiant side because they don't have the lane to do it. Although when Go Black played it for Team Quantic, they ran him as a pure jungle. It was Quelling Blade, 4 GG branches, and I see you in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch the game as well, but when DD had to give away the Treant Protector when someone else stole it from them, they picked Bloodseeker to counter him because the silence does purge the enemy hero, so it removes a buff like living armor.
Right. Well, the cool thing about that draft, which I went back and watched the game, it wasn't just a Bloodseeker. They had Gyrocopter Rocket Barrage, they had Slark Dark Pack, they had like
living armor does nothing.
Spawn Spirelings, which the spider surrounds you and your armor charges on. The living armor did absolutely nothing in that game. And, well, we'll see how much it's going to do in this particular one because you have one of the most defensive lineup I have seen. Keeper of Light, a fine defensive hero once you get Blinding Light, and then you have Treant Protector, you have Dragon Knight. Sure, you lack the damage early into mid-game, but if you build your lineup to farm towards the late, it's not that bad. And also, Treant Protector counter Spectre quite decently. She cons in, reroute, and she's like, well, I don't do anything for 5 seconds.
Well, we'll see. I mean...
She's going to manta out.
Yeah. Well, I guess here's my concern. I'm just looking at this philosophically. Nothing to do with the draft or how the hero compositions match up. Rattlesnake is an aggressive team. When they win games, I would say 90-95% of the time they're playing aggressively. You're going against DK, a team that knows how to play defense better than almost anyone else in Asia. And you're drafting, I was going to say defensively, scratch that thought. There's a wisp in the pool, Lumi. There's a wisp in the pool, and they go PA here.
There's also SC in the pool, which is, I guess, the more top-tier support in the Chinese scene.
I don't know. I think we're about to see some PA wisp action here.
I don't... Okay, we'll see. I'm also not sure why Keeper of Light is actually here, because nobody really needs a big chakra magic. So, and they picked it first, so there's this Wisp being banned out. Also, you do know that the Chinese teams, they play their Spectre like a ganker in the mid-game.
Yeah.
She's gonna farm. Anytime she sees a haunt opportunity, she haunts. That's why Treant Protector, I think, it's kind of a way to shut her down. But this is one of the most awkward drafts. If you told me this is Chinese Dota, and you give me
this
list,
teams were drunk.
The list of heroes, I thought this would be a pub game, right? Because, I mean, what is this? Treant Protector PA from Rattlesnake and now Slark, and I guess Slark is more of a legitimate hero now that we've seen a lot more teams play him. But this is my first time seeing a Chinese team play him.
Let's see where they go for this last pick. Treant can be that 4-position support. It'll be Lone Druid. Sure, let's let him go through 10 bans. Yeah. 10 bans, 9 picks. We'll pick him up as number 20. Why the hell not? But Lone Druid, the final choice here, and now...
Is this a support PA?
Kabu playing it. Maybe it is. Kabu is their support player. Well, their 4-position usually. Now, we mentioned with Rattlesnake, they do tend to swap the roles, so
yeah,
it's a bit wide open, but it looks like it could be a support PA.
I mean, we're still going to be expecting the support keeper and support Treant Protector. That's like 99% that's the case.
I mean, maybe a 3-position PA, a utility type of PA. I know Dendy is a big believer in mechanism PA. because
She
doesn't really use that much mana, right?
Yeah.
So she can actually afford the mana to use a mech, and she's survivable enough through the evasion that she's likely to get it off. She's mobile with Blink Strike. He believes in it, at least in pubs. Now, will we see that this game? I don't know, but just throwing it out there.
I'm a pretty big believer in a ganker PA. Face boots, medallion, and just go, you know, pick off supports after supports after supports. She also recently got a buff, 40% evasion once she maxed Blur. Blur used to be a spell that does not max, and I'm curious whether well, Kabu's gonna be playing the 1-row PA here, as she's got the Portman shield finish, and looks like pulled a salve as well. So this is as 1-row as it possibly gets.
Let's introduce the teams. On the side of Team DK, they're 1-0, and they're looking strong. You've got Burning on the Spectre. He'll be heading to the bottom lane, at least for the time being. We'll see where he ends up. Super handling that solo mid Slark. We'll have QQQ taking up the reins on the Visage. He's been playing some really spectacular support as of late for this team towards the middle lane, or well, it will be probably towards the top lane. But Dai handling the Rubik. We'll have the Lone Druid Bear scouting things off. And last but not least, it's going to be RTK on the Windrunner. It looks like possibly an aggressive tri-lane, although right as I say that, they're going to rotate QQQ there, and Burning's going to head top. So in the end, it looks like DK will either be just abandoning the offlane or sending RTK to the Wolves.
Yeah, probably RTK is going to have the tough time here. It does have 160 go. I'm not sure exactly what he intended to save for there, but we'll see in a bit. But on the Radiant side, they're down one game, but they're definitely not down this one in terms at least of draft. These are some of the more amazing draft I've seen.
They've already won my heart over.
At least mine as well, yeah. Phantom Assassin going to be handled by Kabu. And looks like we're going to have a little bit of skirmish in the jungle. Oh, there we go. Living armor, guys. Come back at me.
There will be no coming at Kabu, not now. And he'll get an illusion rune as well. But moving along with the introduction.
Yeah, we're going to have Lamb that's going to be playing the support Treant Protector. Got the Sense Ward. Of course, the other support is going to be Sagam or Neo playing Keeper of Light. Back in the mid lane, it's going to be Luo, which I think he's going to have a tough time against Slark, because Slark, it gives him a very easy path to go a ton of points into Essence Shift if that's what he wants. And last but not least, on the top lane is going to be Icy playing Lone Druid, trying to get some pulls going on.
Oh no, it's that 300 gold bear. If it goes down, that would be bad. But with the living armor, helps to keep it safe. It'll get lifted up, it'll get thrown around, but should be okay for the time being. That's actually one pretty, well, we'll see if they can kill off this bear, but interesting to see they would offlane it. It's a bit of a concern to do that.
I think you could actually offlane the bear simply because of living armor. You could do whatever you want. The bear is actually going to get healed by living armor.
That being said, it's still at half HP.
Well, it's fine. It's just like your actual hero is a lot harder to kill, because as they go on them,
right,
you drop a living armor and there goes all of your offense.
Well, it's an interesting little combo. Let's see if they can actually make something happen with it. So far, DK just happily farming big neutral stacks and nothing coming for the Lone Druid yet. Icy still level 1, doesn't have a single creep of experience to his name. RTK's got 1, so not doing too well himself. And, well, we'll take a look at our middle lane right now. Pretty even so far for Luo as well as Super. 5-0 on Luo, and looking at Super here, he's 7-0, so still pretty even early on. But how do you feel about the trades, Lumi? How do you feel about the way the lanes are developing?
I feel that the mid is going to favor slightly towards Super because of Essence Shift. He's going to basically get harassing against Luo anytime he wants. And it doesn't do much because there's Dragon Breath. But at the same time, Super is going to get a ton more stats, a ton more damage. Pounce on the mid lane here, doing a slight bit of harass. Not going to be anything fatal. On the bot, though, Windrunner is getting nothing done because you try to go and harass Tree harass you back. Look at this zoning by a melee hero. This is not on a scale that you ever seen. And of course, PA is getting all of the free farm in the world. Now, I'm not sure how the Chinese plays PA. I think you should play her very aggressively. And
oh, look at this bear getting body blocked a lot, but the living armor really keeping him safe.
Yeah.
Well, a bit of a lag spike for myself. I'm not. Looks like you're not lagged out, but I may have to reconnect here, guys. For the time being, the bear is running towards the creep camp over here, and it's still being chased around by the Visage. Still lagging out.
I'll try to give some.
Oh, we're caught up now. No idea what's going on. We're not on the VPN, so well. Either way, back inside the game, Lumi, and totally lost my train of thought. Not gonna lie, thought I was gonna have to reconnect, but Windrunner's not getting anything off of the off lane, and now Icy starting to maybe find something in the jungle. I'm not convinced about this bear yet, just because sure it's tanky, but he's not actually getting levels.
Yeah, I mean, one of the thing that he's not putting any numbers on the scoreboard. He's not getting too many CS. He's not getting any CS, in fact. He's not getting too much level. But at the same time, he's also keeping the supports not from ganking mid. They're keeping him not exactly free farming in jungle. So even though he hasn't done a single thing, he's also preventing the DK support from doing whatever they want to do. So meanwhile, it's Windrunner on the bot lane who has some EXP to your name, but if you look at the jungles on the Tree and Protector, they're level 2. Kabu's having the absolute free farm of their life. It's still fairly good trades for both sides.
Luo has the bottle online. It'll be coming back now, and along with a pair of boots for him. So starting to get his farm up. Super just continuing to look towards level 6. That's really what both of these heroes want. You get the level 1 dragon form. You get your not Essence Shift, your Shadow Dance, and can just start roaming around more freely. You have the potential to set up ganks, and for Rattlesnake, they're getting free farm on a PA, and they're trading it for a Spectre. I say free farm, but actually, all of a sudden, Burning pulled ahead. They were just even. Now Burning really starting to out-CS.
Yeah, I think it was Rattlesnake doing a pull, and Kabu very uncharacteristically missing a couple of CS under the tower. He is generally the 4 player for the team, and now playing the 1. So maybe something like that will happen.
Missing some more now.
Yeah.
I would really like to see a Quelling Blade on him. I feel you get 4 or 5 CS, you've already paid for it.
Yeah, definitely. He does have Siphoning Dagger, so.
Mid lane, Luo in a bit of trouble. Telekinesis Lift has already been used, but RTK is going to rotate in, looking for the body block, using Windrunner to slow him, or Windrun to slow him down. The Lift's going to cool down in 5 seconds. Essence Shift, or rather the Dark Pact is there. They just need this leap to latch, and it will. Luo, no way out, in a world of trouble, lifted back, thrown back in. Actually, not going to do a whole lot, but they still get the first blood. Goes to Super. Illuminate comes through, just slices apart the Slark, blows him up, and now Kabu diving deep for this Rubik. He's got the living armor. Can they get the 2-for-1? Will the turnaround be there? The Blink Strike cooling down. He really wants die. Can't find him yet. Selling for auto text and RTK. There's your mana. He's got the armor. He's got the distance. He wants to kill. The Shackle won't latch. He's still chasing, but he's used everything in his arsenal. The Illuminate won't connect in the end. Now the turnaround comes. Kabu driven back, but has the living armor. He's got full armor. He's got full mana. It's a very, very cute little tri-lane they're running here.
Well, I mean, sure, that dive was spectacular to watch, but what you do have to remember, throughout that entire dive, Kabu missed entire 2 waves of free farm. So,
And Burning's not missing free farm.
Yeah, so I think Kabu actually lost goal on that dive. Even if he got the kill, I still don't think he would have paid for it. But
I think it would have been not quite even, but close.
Yeah.
Because you at least get the experience going
and they
your way.
lose gold and all that stuff, but still, it was kind of a big loss on the Rattlesnake on the lane that they didn't do much.
Well, we'll see what they can make happen moving forward. And obviously, the other concern is Super gets level 6 off of that, so he's going to have an advantage over Luo. He's also the hero that can do more in the mid game. Slark's the hero that can go around and gank freely. Dragon Knight pretty much sits mid, pushes out the lane. If he gets a rune, or if the enemy dives, then maybe he can turn things around. But Slark can just go anywhere and be aggressive, and we're seeing that already. Super, he'll use the Shadow Dance to rotate towards the bottom lane. Might see a teleport here coming soon. Top lane, though. It looks like Icy's in trouble. Blown up by the Soul Assumption. A haste to die. 11-11 on Rubik after that last game. So not the most impressive win rate, but I still feel he's one of the best Rubiks out there.
Yeah, he played very, very well. I feel like the games that they do lose is not because Dai playing poorly, just, you know, how the game actually ends up. So Living Armor was not enough to protect
and that's the thing. Living Armor is amazing on those first few levels, but you go later in the game, and it does really fall off, at least for heroes. Still nice for towers, though.
Yeah, it's still good for pushing as well. Let's not forget, you drop 1 creep, it's a split pushing mechanism as well, although not many players do use it like that. But in any case, everybody doing it okay. I feel like this mid-game, the healing from Lamb is actually going to do a big part, because if Slark sees one of your supports in the jungle, for example, that support is usually dead. Not in this case, though, when you have Living Armor coming from Global. So you can see that Super already roaming on the bot lane. Here's one of the added benefit of ganking as a Slark. You know exactly where the ward is. You know if you're detected or not. Because if you're detected, you will lose a speed buff that Shadow Dance provides you. So
Super's going to come in now. There aren't many defensive escape abilities for second. He's going to take a lot of burst damage. There's your Burning Haunt. Is he going to reality end of this fight? He will at the last possible second. Super giving chase. One more leap could go on Kabu, but afraid of the Living Armor. He will back off in the end. And we also see a rotation from Luo. He's got an Invis Rune. He's got Sentries as well. And the Dragon form. This would be a great opportunity to try and pick off a hero like the Slark, but it's going to be tough, and, well, that's also going to remove the Shadow Dance. The Super should know something is up.
Yeah, unfortunately, Shadow Dance is that kind of spell. Also, Dark Pact interacts very favorably against the Tree and Protector Living Armor. It takes away every single charge instantly, so as good as that spell defensively, it's just not there. It's almost as good as being dispelled. And, well, he's always using it very, very quickly in a team fight, so these Living Armor charges are not doing anything.
Yeah, it comes in those short, quick pulses, so lots of damage instances. Removes the armor off the bat. One thing we haven't really talked about too much is the off-lane Lone Druid. Level 4 on Icy right now. Doing okay, all things considered, but the bear isn't getting any farm to speak of, and my concern is you come mid-game, Visage Familiars, a lot of other physical damage. This bear does tend to become just a walking pot of gold. We saw that yesterday. I think it was a defense game. The bear died 5 or 6 times to the enemy team and ended up giving away basically 2,000 gold. That's a lot. That's 2 Roshans.
Yeah, he's got living armor protection on one note, and it depends.
Well, you just got done saying that doesn't do anything.
Well,
Louis.
it doesn't do anything if you get the 3-man gank, but it allows him to split push. Mio back on the bot lane here. Kabu in a little bit of trouble. Oh, here comes Lamb. They noticed that the living armor was used, and Lamb fortunately has 25-second cooldown on that one, so he's going to get bursted down. Seems like Trian is just not enough in terms of keeping people alive and also giving them a little bit of counter offense. Generally, when they try to kill you, one of the best way to is to go kill them back, and so far they don't have that.
Yeah, they have a lineup that just kind of wants to, I don't know, Trant really needs level 6. I hear like Lone Druid is not going to come from the offlane like a Clockwork might or a Darkseer even and join the fights. He'll just push the lane and farm. PA can gank, but she's your one position carry. She's the one that really needs to make things happen. And Luo isn't a hero that does much from the middle lane. He pushes and he farms. And he'll try and go for a gank now, but again, it's just Rattlesnake with these 2 solo heroes that even their supports who are mostly designed to just play defensively and farm, and DK have the heroes that can set the tempo, be aggressive, and we're just seeing them take advantage of that. Rattlesnake known for their aggression, but not showing much here today.
Well, they're forcing something on the bot lane. They're doing a tier 1 tower push, and Windrunner, I don't think it's enough to defend by herself. It's really hard to defend a tower against a PA because she could Stifling Dagger from a long range. Glyph not going to be there. Shackle Shot is going to miss as well, and blinks right back out. Great play. Where's the living armor? Got to get casted. There's a living armor. Lamb's also got Leech Seed. No, it's on cooldown right now. They're really chasing for Kabu. Kabu's dead. They want a little bit more, and Neil's going to go down a second one as well. Wow, the dives are coming, and it's not over just yet. They see the slow tree. Can you land a Shackle or TK? He's got the boots, but this tree is just walking away way too quickly.
And when they do try to get aggressive, Lumi, not only have they not been doing it, but when they do, Spectre haunts in, doesn't even waste time that he could have been spent farming because he goes right back to it now and just absolutely blows them up. Burning, he has his drums. He's even in terms of CS to the PA. They're even more or less in terms of net worth, but this is where Spectre starts to be just more useful as a hero. She can be anywhere, and she can farm while doing it. PA can be relocated around the map. That's somewhat helpful, but she's got to, for the most part, move around to set up ganks. Mid lane, we'll see Luo in a bit of trouble. Eats the latch, and now another Dark Pack could bring him low. Will he go down here? Yes, he will. Soul Assumption finishes off the kill. Lamb arrives, but what can that tree do? Just pops the living armor, and the Dark Pack completely countering it. You mentioned that DD picked up 3-4 heroes to deal with Dark Pact. It seems maybe one's enough. Now onto top lane, Icy pulled back in to Burning, and that's going to be another easy kill with the Desolate. One more hit. One more hit. There you go. Finally gets it. And again, living armor just not enough against these 3-4 hero ganks.
Yeah, unfortunately, you want your tree to be a level 6 at this point in the game, so when you TP in, you have the overgrowth set up. Back in the mid lane, Lamb got to pop the living armor for himself to get away from QQQ. But yeah, everybody is just somewhat underfarmed on Rattlesnake's side. The jungling has not been up to par, and when you have a Keeper of Light, you should always be ahead while jungling because you can stack a ton of creeps and just illuminate away like they're doing so right now.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the levels for some of these supports. Level 7 on the Visage and the Rubik for DK. They're 8-1 in this game, and beyond that, looking at the gold graph, they lead by about 1,500 gold. 5,000 experience. That's the big one. The gold, not so important, but Super on the hunt. He's going to catch out Sagam in the jungle, and even with living armor, it just won't matter. He'll go down as well. DK are just getting way too fat, way too quickly. They don't need many items on the Spectre for him to have a big impact, and now Burning goes for Diffusal Blade. And against a hero like PA, this item is incredible. Kabu may get his BKB up in time, but if he doesn't, the Purge makes PA pretty close to useless in team fights.
Yeah, I mean, the Chinese Spectres are very known to actually go for quick radiances, but I feel like Diffusal Blade is probably the best item choice to go for this game. You are so far ahead, and a single Purge means a single kill. It's just so easy. And the D wards are coming out now here on the mid lane, and yeah, DK is just taking complete map control. You gotta keep in mind that in the new 6.78 patch, any ward that you D ward is actually an absolutely huge deal. So yeah, Rattlesnake is just completely shut down in map control. They haven't lost any tier 1 towers yet, and you gotta just speak to the power of living armor. They're constantly being used to heal up these towers. Unfortunately,
here we go. Spectre haunts in. Sagam on the run. Look at the Desolate damage. My goodness, that is just too much, even with the living armor. Now Lamb gonna melt as well. DK just, what is this DK? Where's my 4 protect 1 burning farm all game? 11-1, 13 minutes in, and they're doing it against Rattlesnake, the team that's normally the aggressors. Lumi, this really is a new face for DK, and not only that, but it's a good-looking face. They're making it work.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just don't think this PA has done anything. If you want to pick a one-row carry, I think there's better one-row carry than that. Not to say that PA late game coup de grace is a bad, I guess, way to win the game. It's just she has a powerful mid game. When you go for a bracer and drums build, and you have teleport scroll on phase, you TP the mid tier 2, and you just get a kill very easily. You Siphoning Dagger and pray for a crit hit. Unfortunately, she's actually leveling up lower. She's going for a more mid to late game farm, and why pick PA? Why not just pick Void, for example? Why not pick harder and better late game carries?
A Phantom Lancer. They did a Keeper of the Light. That might have been. I don't know if he's banned now, but Lamb's in trouble now. Caught out by Super. Sentry Ward gets dropped. Still doesn't have his ultimate. 14 minutes in. They send in their entire team. They can't bring him down. They're gonna lose too. Super's getting really out of hand. Now he'll pop his ultimate and looks to run away. He might even turn around on Luo in a second. He's probably going to. He's bottling up. He'll leap out. If Burning had his ult, that would have been more kills. He just ran into 3 heroes and kills 2 and walks away.
Yeah, the Dragon Tail was a little bit too soon, and as a result, it did not actually apply the stun because he got immediately debuffed. And, well, yeah, not looking good for Rattlesnake.
Yeah, I think that's an understatement. Not looking good at all. Kabu hunting QQQ. Maybe he'll find a kill here. No, maybe not. There's your soul assumption. A lot of evasion for Kabu. He does have 3 points in it on the run, but the phase is going to wear off fairly soon, and Super comes in. He blinks away. Not enough. Super's going to slam it in. He's got a double damage turn as well. He wants Luo too. He won't stop. He's going to keep on chasing. Superman Luo, that's what he's going to get. A big dose to the face. He wants more.
Oh,
triple kill incoming. Unstoppable Super. He forces them to tap out at 15 minutes in.
I just want to say all of the tier 1 towers are still up on Rattlesnake. Rattlesnake are leading by towers, but they're calling the GG.
7-1 and 7. 17-2.
Madness Soda, Sparta. Did you say that Super did not have a good start? I remember you saying something like that.
I said it was no. What I said was
it wasn't a serious hero.
He wasn't as impressive with it the last time he played it. He's clearly been practicing because this is a much more impressive Slark.
Yeah. Well then.
And they're now 3-0 in Group B, and Rattlesnake 0-3. This is a team that looks lost. I mean, on the one hand, you have DK that looks great. Rattlesnake, some of the drafts, the role changes. It's great to be that hipster creative team. We don't have roles. We don't believe in that. But at some point, you have to put the results together.
Yeah, you also have to win games. And
right now, they're not.
I think their drafts are still fine. Maybe their heroes are somewhat weaker because they're trying some of the more non-traditional, the non-standard heroes. But to me, they're losing because of the lanes. You just can't have weak lanes that don't do much. Maybe I really dislike the way they're playing the PA. Gods score more victory against Treant. Look, it's not Treant's fault, okay? Treant's fine. Forget you guys.
His level 6 was very delayed. That didn't help matters.
Did he even get level 6 this game?
No. Yeah, he did as the game ended.
Yeah, but
guys, that's game 2. It's another 2-0. We've had a lot of stomps as of late in the Dota 2 Super League, but I will say I don't think Rattlesnake is playing that great, but you got to give DK credit. They're drafting masterfully. They're being creative with their picks. They're mixing up their styles from game to game. It's hard to play against that because it's not like they're lacking for the individual skill.
Why is my mic just like... I have no clue. It just goes like this. I don't know why. By itself.
Lumi is like giving Kawa an aneurysm. I just see Kawa like, ugh. And he's like pulling his hair the entire time. Like he comes over while we're casting. I need to fix your mic, Lumi.
My mic is like Rattlesnake. My mic is like Rattlesnake. It just something has to be figured out about this. Like it's just not working out right now.
Oh my god. What a mess. What a mess it's been, and what a mess it is for Rattlesnake. They're now 0-3 in Group B. Pretty much out of it. I don't see this team winning a game. They lost to Rising Stars. They only managed to take 1 game off of them. They've lost now to DK as well, and it's just not looking good for them.
Yeah. Hopefully they could get themselves together. I mean, even though the last 2 matches won't get them out of the group, I'm still always looking forward to see them play because they always pick crazy heroes and fun strats. And
in theory, I think it's possible if they're 1-3 and then 2 other teams end up 1-3 as well. I think that's still possible. I'm not 100% sure, but even if it is, they may not win the tiebreakers just with the number of losses they've had. And
is it tiebreakers?
This just doesn't look like a team that's going to win a game to me. I mean, these teams in Group B are no slouches. Even the teams like LGD and Rising Stars that are 1-2,
they could beat Rising Stars.
They already lost to them. They can't beat them. Yeah, I'm not sure who they can beat.
What's going on, Rattlesnake?
Rattlesnake, something is smelly and fishy in the
Yeah.
state of Rattlesnake. Well, anyway, what's looking good for DK? They're 3-0. Orange 2-0. The match that we're all looking forward to is going to be that final match for this group, I think, which is Orange versus DK. That's going to be a treat, and I think that will decide first place.
Yeah. Also, I'm also looking forward to casting some Group A matches, which are coming up.
No, we already did Group A.
Are we done with Group A? Because there's LGD.
That's LGDN.
God damn.
The sad part is Lumi isn't drinking, guys. I offered him whiskey.
Look, I see LGD.
I told him it'd calm his nerves and fix his
I see
microphone.
LGD. Well, the microphone thing is.
He said no.
This microphone worse than Rattlesnake.
He's just taking it off while talking.
Like it's just so. Like it's
What
just,
are we gonna do with this guy?
No, it just. Well, good.
Good, I don't want you to hear me. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. That's going to conclude today's Dota 2 Super League coverage. We'll start the rebroadcast soon. We'll rebroadcast both of today's best of threes, and that'll wrap it up for today. We're going to take a bit of a hiatus. We will be coming back on June 13th. We'll have more Dota 2 Super League action then. Group B is going to be wrapping up soon, and right now it's a dead set heat between Orange and DK. DK advanced to 3-0, Rattlesnake 0-3, all but eliminated. Have a great night. Have a great day, guys. Rebroadcast right after this.